like, so he has to say, I'm gonna be part of a revolution, so do you want to help? And he's all like, okay. So and he was like the best horse rider in all of Mexico from what I've heard. So like,
Nicolas, what was his last name?
Nicolas Fernandez or Fernandez.
Probably Fernandez.
Yeah, I don't know. And like,
bye, Naui. Gracias.
So like, he went to his boss, and he's like, I am taking all your 5,000 horses, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And then he supplied horses to Pancho Villa's.
Wow, that's a cool story. You should write that down somewhere.
My dad should write it down because he knows more than I do.
You should write it down.
Yeah.
Before it's lost.
Right? Yeah, because when they die, like my dad died, my mom died, and you're like, you realize you should have asked them more questions.
Yes, right? Right at the end, my mom was taping stuff, but she got too tired, and because we had given her, we said, you should write this stuff down. And then we finally gave her like a little tape recorder to write this stuff down. I mean, to tape it. And then she said, I don't want to do it unless you guys are there. If you guys come over and hold it, then I'll talk. And then it's like, okay, next week.
And then it never happened.
Yeah, because once they die, it's every once in a while, it's like, I want to ask. Like,
I know.
You gotta get him quick. You gotta get him now.
I know.
Thank you for
I'm
telling
so
last
glad
night.
you came.
It's funny. I knew about the frontline thing. I hadn't seen it. But then I thought, the panel will be boring after the thing, and the panel was really interesting.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Each person had something
different to say.
Yeah, and they all were more interesting than I thought.
Oh,
like
I'm so
each
glad to hear that. Yeah.
was more interesting, and they really, and it was nice that they ended on what do you want people to do.
Yes, that was Michael's. Yeah.
And it was just everybody like.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for coming.
So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
My name is Jordan. I'm from No Fear Network.
Jordan?
Okay.
These guys are from the NAACP meeting. You can come to that too. It's in
Santa
Ana, the Second Baptist Church.
Yes.
It's on 4300 Westminster
She's just
Avenue.
a wealth of information.
Thank you.
Oh, and finally, you're on we're Facebook friends, right? Or you're not?
I haven't been using Facebook. I lost my password.
okay.
My husband says it's stupid. I'll have to
It's
figure
okay.
I don't know what you can do. You can redo your password.
I can redo my password?
Yeah, what you do is you have
forgot your password?
The same email.
It's not. I made up a new email.
Just do a new account.
New account?
Oh, yeah.
Because I got.
That happened to you?
So
Yeah.
you're
Jordan?
NAACP.
Or
Jordan?
NAACP, No Fear Network, OC Racial Justice.
When's the meeting?
When is our meeting?
It's always the second
second Saturday of every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's October 8th this month.
I was wondering why they didn't have an NAACP person in there.
Because it wasn't so we could have had ACLU also.
Right.
Because it was supposed to be in relationship to the film.
Okay.
And because Blaze was thank you,
Yeah,
Nadia.
so
Blaze was gay and Jewish, that's why there was and then because
Definition League and stuff.
there's Jewish, I felt you have to have a care. You have to have a counter.
And then you gave the whole LGBT thing.
Right, and that
even
was
the school district lady was interesting when she said
I
they're
didn't even know
normalizing
she was
it.
coming. That was
They're
interesting.
normalizing
She's a
it.
friend of Michael's.
They're it's kind of freaky to find out that they are running for office and people are going to vote for them.
Yeah, because it's like the Electoral College, like, you're now, an elector was 19 years old, and I'm like, how are you able to be an elector at 19? How do you even become an elector? Because that's the whole thing, right? Like, it's based off, or what I'm reading off from the Electoral College is that basically once we get our House of Representatives, then they go ahead and elect who they are wanting.
I don't even remember how that does
because
work
I'm
right
wanting
now.
to know
He
how did
knows,
this
he's pulling it out.
19-year-old
I
kid.
thought that's what you were going to pull it out.
I'm
Usually he
wondering-
does.
I forget which state that he's in. I really don't want to say Texas, but
Oh, why not?
But
You
there's
might
some white
know how did it-
supremacists
But-
running for office.
it's been happening.
Oh,
That's
you have to
that's been happening since 1776,
Well, in
right?
1776, that was the norm. Nowadays, we'd like to think that
Isn't it still the norm to
Going
them?
backwards.
There's-
That's the issue.
But
yeah, you're
continue.
right.
We want to hear you. Sorry, we're not trying to.
no.
Sorry.
Sure.
It's the kind of thing, honestly, before Trump,
I mean,
I always knew there was racism.
I can't put my
And
front foot
when Trump got elected, and suddenly you hear in the media black people saying, of course, this thing, like, the white people are like, I mean, it's just like, I walk around as
a
a white
bigger
person.
game.
Yeah, you're like,
You're seeing it's a bigger game now.
right. I'm like, I always knew there was racism. I always knew, but I didn't realize how
Yep.
It's bigger than I thought it was.
Yes, it is.
And to see politicians, people in leadership positions, and just ordinary people. It's okay now.
Yeah, right.
So I should
Yeah.
ask you, as a woman of color,
Okay, yeah.
is it better that it's out in the open, that we all know, or was it better when it was hidden, when there were still the same number of people who
No,
were
it's good that it's out. To be
better.
honest, because now you see it. Now you see it in our eyes, like in
So
our
it is
perspective.
better that
so
it's out.
because you're now aware of it.
more aware of how
No, you're
prevalent-
willing to be aware of it, and yeah, now it's more prevalent that now you can no longer like turn away, because once you
Because
turn
it's not
away, you see it on the
visible
other side.
Yeah.
Once you keep turning away, you keep seeing the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so it's no longer, like she said, it's no longer invisible.
Yeah.
It's now becoming visible.
I was gonna say your jacket looks all like mine.
Oh, it's like, is that my jacket?
Part
Yeah,
of the
girl.
issue, though, is that now that they have gained visibility, now that helps them recruit more members.
Exactly.
And it,
They're
like, you
using
know,
it to their advantage.
in the early days, this was the main online recruitment was through 4chan, but now it's starting to spread through things like Breitbart, Reddit, well, some parts of the Reddit, and you know, even in little bits on like places like YouTube and Tumblr and
But
stuff.
what I'm hoping, because it's out in the open more, and more people are aware of it.
Right. Follow No
So
Fear
what
Network.
happens is when it's out in the open, more people feel comfortable doing it.
Right.
But I think-
What's after that, right?
Right. I think what's happened is the people who are like to the core racist, those aren't the people we should be targeting. It should be the people who are more easily pulled away from that. The ones who, you know, the ones who could be.
Yeah, when they're kind of on that Twitter, or they don't even know, you're saying you would have to get those people.
Like, I think putting the energy towards
Right.
people who
I'm also
could
part
more-
of Poor People's Campaign, and so we do have a monthly meeting that's coming up.
called Poor People's
Yeah,
Campaign.
the
What
Poor
is
People's
that?
Campaign. It's continuing MLK's movement before he passed away. So we're really doing, it's a moral revolution is what a Poor People's Campaign is all about.
If I look up the Poor People's Campaign.
Let me show you on Facebook real quick. Let me see.
I should just read your Facebook. Because I
Okay. I thought I saw it. There's too many things. And I'm familiarizing myself. Oh, Poor People's Campaign of Orange County, a national call for moral revival.
it's okay.
And so
Okay.
we're doing something on International Day on the 21st at 2:30.
I won't be here. I'm at a family wedding.
No worries. But we'll definitely
Okay, so I
just
can
check
look it
them
up.
out. Yeah.
Okay, I would be there, but we're at a wedding.
No
out of town,
worries.
so-
Don't worry. Don't worry
So
about
I
that.
have another question.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So-
Please don't mind. I am recording this because it's part of like No Fear Network, and what we're doing is kind of like Voices of LA. We're like just saying. We're really just having that conversation and just really bringing it out there.
So by default, I'm white. By default, you're black, and I don't like. So I
Right,
never
because you don't know like what to say. Because
Right.
I'm the same way with like the other community, like the transgender community, or
So
yeah.
what I mean is when I go out, like people treat me how they see me, they treat you how they see you. It's not fair. It's not just if they treat us differently. But I need to ask. So I started being a volunteer with Friends of Orange County Detainees.
Oh, thank you.
So I've been visiting a guy and I chose someone who speaks French. He's from Mali in Africa. He's black, very black man, and I love him. He's wonderful, and I've been trying to I've got him wearing all sorts of
Right.
I've been trying to. So he's from a country that's predominantly black, you know, and people are treated differently depending whether you're rich or not. And everybody's black. He's never experienced.
Right.
And I've been trying to tell him that people will like, what would you tell him if you were me? In America, he's not going to, if he gets out and gets asylum, and there's, you know,
It's the same because it's being happened with the homeless community.
And I just realized.
But how will it be different from him? Have you ever spoken to someone who comes from
You
a...
guys, do you want muffins?
I'm good, thank you.
You sure?
Thank you.
Okay. What would you tell him? Like, if he comes from a country where everyone's black,
Right.
a country here,
Right.
Did you?
Oh, bye.
what do you tell him?
Just
Well, the thing is that
no. This is
He'll be
what I'm assuming is that where he came from is that he came from, it's a part of status.
Yes, it's status.
Exactly. And so that's what's happening with the homeless community right now.
Well, he won't be homeless. He's got a sponsor.
Oh, okay.
He's got a brother that he gets out. And he's in detention because he came here seeking asylum. He has a brother in New York, and if he gets out, he will live with him. He'll stay with us a few days, and then he'll go live with his brother. But I want to tell him that.
Right.
So,
Then, right. I think you need to tell him in a perspective that you see it.
yeah.
Sarah was.
But I said you have to
and
talk to people. Like
Right.
you.
Because it's like the thing is that even though, yes, we have the same color, like skin color, it doesn't mean that we're the same, you know? So it's like, he can come from a totally different
I didn't know
background.
if you ever spoke to someone
Right.
who came from a country that's all black, and when they come here,
Right,
how
because
is
the
it
thing is,
different?
what I'm trying to say is that it's all about status. At the end of the day, it's all about status.
And he's used to that.
Yeah,
I know he's used
exactly,
to that.
exactly. So
he'll-
that's what it is here today. It's still like that. So it doesn't matter the skin color. It doesn't matter.
it's still going to be status.
It's the status.
Okay.
It's how they see you. Because even with the homeless community, like you have white, black, you have
It's a status.
It's the
It's
status.
status.
It's if he looks very, I don't even want to put like if he looks very presentable, then
Yeah.
he won't get, he won't get pulled over this, that, and the third because he still
status.
will. But
So-
but no matter what, it's gonna be the stats because at the end of the day, it's a bigger game. If you don't
Okay.
see it, it's a bigger game.
Okay. I
I'm
appreciate.
so- I'm
no,
so sorry.
No,
I'm
actually,
so
what
sorry.
you told me was really good because I'd already thought. When he comes out, I don't know what kind of clothes he has.
Right. Please come to OC Racial Justice. We have a meeting.
So anyway, I'd already
yeah.
decided that I was going to make sure I'm just going to buy him presentable clothes when
Okay.
he goes on the airplane to go fight his brother.
Okay.
That people looking at him
Right.
see
Yeah.
a respectable person.
Thank you.
Because I do know that, and I didn't know how to tell him
Right.
that.
Then right.
Yeah.
Then show.
Yeah.
You know, if you're unable to know
So
how
it is
to.
status. So like depending how you dress, people treat you differently.
I mean,
Okay.
yes and no, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's at least a level up.
But yeah.
You know,
okay.
it's at least
actually,
something.
What you're telling me is actually really important
Oh,
because I
okay.
really appreciate this.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't mean to come like being quick or something. If I'm coming
You've
like at
actually
you
helped me a lot
hard,
because-
but okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So okay. So I know he understands status, and I've already thought about the fact that I'm not sending him on because his clothes look shabby. I'm not sending him on the plane. I'm going to go out and get him nice, presentable clothes.
Thank you.
So that he's treated
Thank you.
on
With
with
dignity, respect, just
yeah.
Looking like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yes. Or I should just
I
looking
think
like a
he
presentable.
does. I mean, I only see him
individual.
on the prison thing, but he's got nice posture. He's, there's
There you go.
other than the color of his skin, looks like a respectable
Right.
presentable, and he's in a prison garb.
Yeah.
But I think he would carry off nice clothes.
Right.
I'm not talking about a suit and all, just like a nice shirt, nice
Yeah,
pants.
yeah. I definitely would recommend you watching the show called Queen Sugar. It's from the Oprah Winfrey Network, and one of the characters, his name is Ralph Angel, and he's coming out of prison, and he comes from two sisters from a family that, they're very prominent, but he unfortunately got sent to jail, and so he came out, and so he's having to deal, with that pressure. Even if he looks presentable, he's still gonna get harassed no matter what. But you're seeing it in his
Yeah.
individual eyes.
Because
And
I
so
think
something,
that's the one thing that the whole Trump thing made me realize.
Right.
As much as I thought
Yeah.
it was racism,
Mhm.
I was shocked at the amount it was and how vehemently angry or racist. I didn't know it was to that level. That the hatred and
Right.
the go back to Africa to people who've been here for generations.
Right.
It's like the whole thing just. And yeah, I was living in white privilege.
Have you heard of A People's History by Howard Zinn?
Is that a book?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, Howard Zinn.
Yes. Please tell
And
me I
you said
have it.
something about a meeting somewhere.
Okay. A meeting for OC Racial Justice. Okay.
OC Racial Justice.
Yes, collaborative. Let's see. OC Racial Justice.
Okay. So you're a wealth of information. It's funny because I always grew up, we don't ask an African American.
Right, because it's like, am I?
So if I said anything that's rude, I didn't want to be rude.
Right.
It was just because. So I look at him as a person. I really like him as a person. But I know when he goes out in the world, people judge you by your age, your sex, your race. Okay.
I believe September 16th. Will you be here, or I don't know?
I have to look at the calendar.
Okay, no worries.
September 16th. Okay, 1 to 3 p.m.
And this is what we're actually going to go over: the invention of the white race.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So look, if not this month, then next month there'd be another.
Yeah,
one.
definitely. We're also going over the new Jim Crow. And so we actually finished the book, and we're doing the organizing guide. So if you really want to come to the meeting to really do, because we're really seeing how are we able to organize, to really get people involved, to really get people.
The best way.
Okay, what's the best way?
To get people to run for office.
Exactly. That's what I've been hearing.
That's the thing.
Yep.
But then in some places where people are running for office, then there's voter suppression. So getting rid of voter suppression, the whole voting rights, getting the voting rights.
Yeah.
So once again, getting people in office.
If you're on a meetup,
could you meet up?
Like a meetup.com, we're Peace Builders of Orange County.
Peace Builders. Wow, you're everywhere.
Yes.
OC. Okay.
Yeah. So this is where I get all of like the information.
Okay.
We have the OC Racial Justice.
Oh.
We have a free discussion.
Because I do meet up. Yeah.
Yeah. Orange County, the Poor
Peace
People's
Builders
Campaigning.
Of OC.
Yeah. We're also doing housing, human rights. It's
okay.
Yeah. All of
But
those.
getting people elected.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it starts out younger, like preparing them to speak, preparing, like networking. You need to get. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Talking
Yeah,
to
it was
you.
good talking to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so my whole life, like when you're growing up, you don't, like if someone's crippled and they're handicapped, you don't ask them if they're handicapped. Someone's got a scar on their face, you don't ask them if they have a scar. If someone looks different than you don't ask them what. But it's like I feel like I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what to do differently.
Right. And I
Tell
think
me
it's just
how to
like
help.
right. And it's like
Tell me how to change.
Right. And it's I don't mean to come with any disrespect or step on any toes, but I would like to ask. I'm very curious.
I want to know how to make the
please
world better.
let me know. Yeah.
And so because I was like a detainee I've been working with, and I'm hoping he gets asylum. I mean, I got him lawyers, and and I really like him as a person, but I see him as a friend.
Yeah.
But then when I look at him, I have to stop and say, gosh, when he goes out in the world, he's going to be a non-native. He doesn't speak English yet. Speaks like 5 other languages.
Oh, what?
I know, because, from...
Where is he going to go? If
his brother, he's got a sponsor.
Let him know about No Fear Network.
No Fear Network.
Yes.
In New York is where he's going to go.
Oh,
so he's going to stay with us a few days.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so we're in Orange County based, and so, when do you meet with him? Because I would love to come with you if you don't mind.
Do you speak, what language do you speak?
I only speak English.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I go with him. I can. Why don't you give me your number? So I speak French.
Okay, yeah.
But I could go with him. If you tell me,
you speak French?
Yeah, that's how my parents were French Canadian.
Oh.
I want to meet him. Like, what do you think you want to?
Just to, because I understand that you're saying, like, he's going to
Because the other thing is if he gets out, instead of visiting him there, if he gets out and lives with me for a few days, would you want to meet him there, or would you rather?
I would like to meet him when he's in there, when he's coming out, because this would be my first time actually getting to know somebody that has been behind the cages.
Okay.
Like I've never known anyone, and so what I'm involved in is kind of like I would love to dive into more and really follow that story, and I'm just wanting to share people's stories, share OC, give OC that voice.
Okay. Can I ask him first if I can?
Oh yeah,
French?
definitely.
Okay, that doesn't speak English.
Oh right. But I think the more the merrier. I think it's kind
of. The
of.
other thing too is for my family wedding. I'm gonna leave for a week, so I won't be. I can visit him Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'm away for a week, and then so when I get back, he might get out when I get back. and then he's going to stay with us. But I could call you and
Okay.
say he's with us.
Okay,
and,
cool.
and he speaks like a little Spanish, he speaks Portuguese,
Oh,
speaks
okay.
French, he speaks a native language. I think he might speak a little Arabic. But
Oh, okay.
He speaks a lot of languages.
Right. Oh, okay.
Just not English because he never needed it.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, OC is just so eclectic that
But he's
you
going to
have
live with
so-
his brother.
Right, right. But I'm just thinking kind of like out loud that
Yeah.
since OC is so eclectic in that he speaks so many languages,
Yeah.
that like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's easy to find someone that's able to speak Spanish. So,
But I was looking up, if he winds up with his brother in New York, he gets out.
or yeah, I know a couple people.
He doesn't speak Spanish very well. That's
But-
like one of his weaker languages.
Right,
The
but it's
Portuguese
like,
is one.
oh,
no,
okay, but it's something.
I was looking up already if he winds up in New York with his brother. I don't know. I still haven't figured out where in New York his brother lives, or in the boroughs. But New York has a lot of resources for refugees,
Oh,
for
okay.
people of color, LGBT,
Mhm.
people who are new to the country. And I was looking up. There's a lot of
So
resources.
then, do
there.
you think, what does OC need? Do we need that sort of resource, or no? What do you feel like OC Orange County
You know,
needs?
I just started doing this. This is my
Right,
first detaining.
but-
Felicity does a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. But like, just for you as a resident, or you know,
I was-
someone that's staying here in Orange County, what do you feel like that Orange County needs?
You know what I needed was
What do you need?
lawyers.
Lawyers.
And so the people involved with OC, like they would say contact the, so they gave me a list of lawyers, and I had to learn how to call them and how to get them interested in his case. And it took me like longer than you think. And so I was basically needing legal resources, and then even like immigration lawyers. There's immigration lawyers who deal with green card violators, or who want $5,000 to do the thing, and he needed pro bono. So right now for me, I was looking at legal help for him.
Okay.
And I know Orange County, Friends of Orange County detainee, if someone gets out, they collect them, they get delivered, dropped off in the middle of the night, like in LA, they pick them up, and then the next day they get brought, they have clothes that have been donated, they get to pick out one wardrobe, like a shirt, pants, salts, and they get clean underwear, they get, I think, a backpack and like toiletries. And that'll be really helpful if he gets out, and how everybody else gets out. So right now, for that, I don't think Orange County, the reason why I asked you is, I was talking to him about the fact that no matter where he goes, he will be a black man. And as a white woman, I hear all the time about driving while black, being pulled over for no reason. In New York, they used to do stop and frisk for no reason. And I think they stopped. I mean, it was really bad. Like, you couldn't go anywhere without, and you hear even politicians who, like, there was a guy in the Senate, first day in the Senate, he was pulled over by the Senate police because they didn't believe he was a senator, because he was black. I mean, you can't even be
Yeah, even
senator.
a doctor or
Yeah.
just anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't believe you live in that house kind of thing. And so
Yep, it's all fear.
but
That's all it
but
is.
my husband, he actually pointed out to me, he said in his country there probably are, like, he probably totally understands you're treated different way depending on who you're perceived to be, in terms of whether you're someone with, like, every country pretty much has.
Right, yeah, because that colorism, it's worldwide now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, it's a bigger game at the end of the
It's funny,
day.
and I went to, when the woman who represented the LGBT community, she said, depending what color you are, I was lucky enough in 1981 or something to go to Namibia for the summer, and that was southern part of Africa, and there were the whites who were the privileged, and there were the blacks, but then there were the brown people who, over the years, had been a byproduct of white people and black people having children together. And if you were brown skinned, you were treated much better than the black, and you even lived in different parts of the city. And when they were forced to hire non-whites, they immediately went to the lightest skinned brown people, and they wouldn't hire the blacks. And even there, it's just, it was really like the townships were just different, like,
Yeah, because they're even having the lotions.
Yeah.
The lotions where the skin, to lighten the skin, that's being definitely used in Africa and stuff. And
but it depends if you're starting out with really dark skin,
but people are wanting still to bleach their hair
as much as they can.
Yep. And then there was also something else that I wanted to say, but I'm sorry.
Which is kind of funny, when we moved to Orange County, because I moved here about a year ago, a little, like 13 months ago. The thing that shocked me the most is a lot of white people tan. Like, it just hit me in the face. They tan, like really tan. And I'm thinking skin cancer. Like, why would you want to You know, so it's fashionable for white people to get darker,
Yeah.
but
Oh, because I wanted to even say, like, even with the Asian community,
Yeah.
because I remember I'm actually a farm tech too, and talking to one of my colleagues, I was like, oh, hey, and she was of Asian descent, and I was like, oh, hey, you look really good, you know, like you've been out in the sun, and because your skin just looks really great, and she was like, yeah, I've been swimming a lot, but I don't really like it because it's not looked good upon,
Yeah.
and so I was in farm tech in 2013, so this is back still like 2013, 2014, so that's 4 years ago, and I was like,
Asians are very
dang.
careful not to
Oh yeah,
tan.
because you see UCI, man, you hear about the kid, you hear about what they do. The Asian community definitely does blackface right now,
That's,
today.
what do you mean? What is it mean?
Oh, blackface?
Yeah, no,
Like,
blackface.
oh,
but
yeah.
They walk around UCI.
Well, they'll make a whole. They're just making. They will just basically ridicule.
black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even within.
That UCI, like, definitely look into, like, UCI and the Asian community will definitely tear down the black community.
That's
here.
devastating.
Yes, but it's all, yeah. But it was good. Oh, but yeah.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes.
Jordan. And
When are you going to the wedding so that I kind of?
we're leaving maybe Monday
Okay.
of next. I asked all these questions
Yeah.
is because I don't think people should be judged for anything other than who they are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like if someone is rude or mean or something like that, like I don't want to be around them.
Mhm.
And it just, yeah, if I could be a part of a solution,
Mhm.
if I somehow can change who I am,
Mm-hmm.
be more aware,
Mm-hmm.
know when to speak up, how to help.
Mm-hmm.
The more anybody educates me,
Right.
I want to be part of a solution. I want to be
Right.
able to contribute somehow.
Yeah, and this is you contributing
Yeah.
by doing this, like, No Fear Network.
Yeah.
This is what we're recording because people want to know. They want to hear this
Yeah.
voice of how can we do it. And so here's the question that's being brought to your community and saying, okay, now we're able to look at it, think about it critically, because that's what No Fear Network is about, is critically thinking and dismantling
and that's
fear.
something maybe I haven't seen that much. Like,
Exactly.
or has there been out there? Have I not just been
No,
hearing? Have I-
because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's been saying that they need to start implementing critical thinking
Yeah.
classes.
That's-
They're not doing that.
Yeah, that's the way you can take a class how people have preconceived biases on sex.
Mm-hmm.
And the Me Too movement is pointing that out, how this isn't okay and that's not okay. I think, like, there are a lot of people like me who want to know, like, how can I be part of the solution? How am I accidentally or inadvertently helping the status quo?
Right.
How can I do better, be better,
Right.
and open my eyes to what I'm not seeing? All this
Right.
time, like, all this racism that exists, I knew racism exists. I always knew it exists. I just didn't know it was this prevalent or this hateful or this. And it's tonight we found it wasn't just one. It's like any group you could think of.
Yeah.
Like your religion,
'Cause there's traveling.
country of origin,
Yeah.
color, and it's also against the disabled. It's against the aged. It's
Yeah.
against women. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, because I just was scrolling through just the internet and just remembering, was his name Matthew Shepard?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dang, that was,
That's a long
what,
time
10
ago.
years?
It felt like, I don't know how long it is, but yeah.
Right? But it's like 10, 20, like, and we're still, why is history repeating itself? What's really going on?
And his death was horribly
Right?
tragic.
And yet
But when she was
it's
talking
continuing.
about today, how many black transgender women have died, and how we don't even know the right amount of people, the number of deaths, because their family might be reporting them as male and stuff like that. It just
Right, because I even myself will continuously get recognized as a male, you know? Like, if I'm wearing not these clothes and not this hair, I'll be, yeah, they'll say like, hey, this happened at Slide Bar. I was partying up. I was watching a show at Slide Bar, going to the women's restroom, and the bartender or the security was like, you need to go to the men's. And I'm like, I'm a girl. Can you see that I'm a girl? Let me go to the bathroom.
I can't picture you as anything but a girl, but yeah.
Right, but they see me.
When I met my husband, before we got married, he had long hair up to here, and when people would approach him from the back, they'd say, excuse me, miss. And then he even had the long hair when we had our first son. He's turning 30 this year. And I remember a couple of times he'd be holding him, and people would see him from the back, and they'd say, ma'am, you know, thinking he was. But the minute they looked at his face, they saw him. Plus, he's my height. He's not like super tall or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing that it was just the hair that they were looking at. So like you said, if you don't have the hair.
Exactly. It's, if you don't fit the features, the quote-unquote features of what female should look like,
actually,
then...
you want to know something really embarrassing? When my kids were little, you know how little kids say whatever? When we were someplace, we were at like a zoo, my kids were doing an activity, and my little girl, who was probably 3 or 4, said, Mommy, there's a lady, but she looks like a man, but she's a lady. It was it was someone who was obviously female, but she was, I don't know if it was transgender or she just dressed as a boy.
Right, yeah.
But she heard it, and I'm like, I wish I didn't know how to say, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's so sweet. And then you distract the kid, you know. It's like, probably said something like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, she's, you know, everybody could dress how they want. And then we, you know, but you know how kids point out. But
yeah, but we need kids to point things out so that we can be like, but then we can be,
the worst
but
thing
we
is
can be able to correct.
Well, I didn't go up to her.
Oh,
right. I just said something like, "Oh, people dress all different ways."
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It's how they.
You have to make it universal.
So long as it's nice, it's yeah. But I remember a lot of handicapped people say that when kids are like, "Why are they in a wheelchair?" Their parents will often say, "Oh, we don't want to talk." You know, it's like, and it's kind of. The only time that ever happened to me, I have this thing here. It's a red thing here.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wear glasses because I'm over 40. Before that, I used to not wear glasses. I remember I was in a class with a parent and a kid, and the dad was a plastic surgeon. He knows what this is. And the kid's like, "Oh, I think your eye's bleeding." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "You've got," and I'm like, "Oh, no, that's," and the dad's like, "Shh, shh, shh," like that. And I'm thinking, the dad's a plastic surgeon. He could have just said, "Yeah, that's called a so-and-so. It's not a problem," you know. Yeah. But now that I wear glasses, nobody notices it anymore. But that was the only time I ever experienced that, you know, when the parents go, "Shh."
Right.
You know, it's like, I wasn't embarrassed.
Right.
You know, it would have been a great time for the dad to say, "Yeah, that's called a something, and people have them. You can have them anywhere on your skin. It's not a big deal."
Yeah, I think it's just the fear of
not wanting to point out to someone that they're different.
Right. I guess, or And
it's the big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Because I want to be part of a culture. Where people don't feel.
No Fear Network. Jordan.
Yeah.
So
like, it doesn't matter.
if you want your voice to be heard, would you like that, or it's okay if you don't want to? But this is we'll edit your name out. It's just
you edit my name out completely.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally
Yeah.
My name
out. And we'll totally let your name out.
Because I don't think that I said anything.
Because you brought the question out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think from my point of view, either I haven't seen it or not. But I think. So white people need to be educated more of what we could do. How to not be the problem, what you could do. It's kind of the same way when they were talking about women, like there should be women on the boards. You should promote a woman. You should mentor a woman. There's a problem that if you're a man mentoring a woman, you might be afraid she's going to sue you for sexual harassment. Same thing. People of color, every chance you get, promote a person of color. You know, have them be on the board, have them in management. You know, like. But there's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than if I can't hire people, if I'm not on a board, you know, what can I do to make the world more fair and just?
Yeah, just a nurturing environment, just a nurturing tomorrow.
Also safety, what that thing pointed out was how unsafe it is. A lot of, they were talking about unsafe.
Yeah.
It wasn't just prejudice, where you're prejudiced against, but you don't feel like which is a totally separate, this is like, to not be safe.
Right. Yeah. It's a bigger game, man. Yeah. Good seeing you. Yeah. Good meeting you.
Yeah. Do you think Trump helped or not? Like, are you?
I don't. You know, he's now a background for me. 45 is a background for me, so I'm just doing this. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is
I think
back.
for me,
He's just
I'm
background.
I wasn't thrilled, and I'm still not thrilled because I think of all. It's not just that. It's like the environment.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, putting more people in attention who are trying to seek asylum in our country. It's like trying to get rid of Obamacare. There's like he's doing so many negative things that it's. But I know it brought up a lot of people thinking it's okay to be racist.
Yeah. Definitely see you on Saturday. Okay, drive if you can. If yeah. Okay, but yeah, good
It's
to
not this time. There's gonna be
yeah,
another one.
yeah. Watch out for No Fear Network. Follow us. Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Drive safe. Oh, I should have given you the keys to the car. I am so sorry, girl. I am like my mom.
No, it's good because of that. Like, I was able to talk to I think his name was like Michael Shaw or something. And like, it turns out he's a physicist now. And it's like, holy crap, that's cool.
Shoot, yo.
Yeah, Felicity told him that I had been interested in physics, and I thought, like, yeah, I wanted to be an astrophysicist.
Shoot.
Yeah.
You're making headways.
I'm going to get his number from Felicity.
Okay.
Or going to talk physics at some point.
Heck yeah. Yo, put that on my network.
There's this, if you're interested in physics, there's this awesome physics theory I think you would be interested in hearing.
Okay.
About the nature of human consciousness.
Oh, shoot. All right. We are going to end it right there.
Because I get that. I actually don't know any equations either because depression affects someone's ability to do math. It affects their ability because it affects the dopamine channel, and you need the dopamine channel to understand and comprehend math. Which is why people with depression literally have a difficult time understanding it. Because I used to be good at it before my depression got really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to mention like equations or something.
Oh, okay, so what's this whole what are we talking about?
It's about human consciousness being
being
a quantum phenomenon.
Being a quantum phenomenon.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now on 37 minutes. Okay, go.
Yeah. So there was a theory posited by put forth by Penrose and Hameroff called or it's also called orchestrated objective reduction. And I should probably mention that one of these physicists, Penrose, he actually won an award with Stephen Hawking in the 1980s. So he's a very respected physicist. He's not a quack. So for him to support a theory like this is very, very big. And so basically what this theory posits is that basically we have these structures in our neurons called microtubules. It's part of the cell wall in these neurons. And basically what happens is that it's been observed under anesthesia that when it comes to things like memory capabilities, the lattice of the neurons, it takes on a more crystal-like structure. Meanwhile, in areas that were associated with human consciousness, it was more interconnected. And so it seemed, I forgot if it was like a phenomenon like quantum entanglement, or it was some sort of quantum phenomenon that was occurring. Quantum coherence, I think it was called. And a bunch of scientists were saying, okay, the brain is way too warm to have quantum coherence because usually you need to work with very, very cold temperatures to achieve something like that. It's very delicate. But, you know, I think that I remember reading that lately we've been finding out more quantum phenomenon happening in things like plants and stuff, which would also be considered warm in scientific terms, because we're talking about like nearly 0 degree Kelvin, which is like absolute zero. That's the kind of temperatures we're getting towards. But for it to traditionally be considered achievable. But so anyways, the thing is, like, with this quantum phenomenon with the brain, basically it seems that we as people, as a conscious experience, are actually quantum phenomenon. And on top of that, one of the scientists who posited was Hammeroff. He took it a step further, putting out the argument that maybe there's a scientific evidence for the human soul through this quantum phenomenon. And he also mentioned that there was, theories of extra dimensions where we can't perceive these extra dimensions because they're rolled up at the quantum level. But if our consciousness is a quantum phenomenon, then that might mean that our consciousness can interact with these extra dimensions. The only thing is, we don't know what that would look like or what that would even be like, because we don't have any scientific measurements to say what these extra dimensions are. So, and we as people, I don't think we exactly can differentiate what this would mean on our own experience. It's still a big mystery, but I thought it was interesting because, it's something really, really amazing that, it's always been a philosophical question about who we are, what we are, is our consciousness even real? So to even have like a scientific basis for it, and to say it is something grand, that we're not just flesh computers, but that because of superposition in quantum physics or mechanics, that our choices truly are random. We actually do have free choice. We're not just pre-programmed to make a decision based off of our own path, what the universe dictates. I thought that was very beautiful. So that's it.
What? That's it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you ain't got no more?
There's not much more that I know about it. I mean, there's people who are saying that it could also mean that there could be life after death and these extra dimensions, except we're not even in that realm of where we can test that or say, could this even be a theory, I mean, we don't even know if there are extra dimensions at these quantum levels. That's one of the theories posited. So it's like we have to take it one step at a time. We can't go 10 steps and say, okay, well, now there's evidence that there's like life after death, because we have to first prove, okay, like, are there extra dimensions at the quantum level? And if there is, then we can start asking more questions about it. So it's like you have to work your way up. You have to like do it level by level. You can't skip ahead. You can do it in your own free time, but it's traditionally how it's done. You need to do it one step at a time, because you could waste so much money if an earlier part of your experiment wasn't even tested for, and everything based off of that was a lie. So you have to make sure that you're doing it step by step. So yeah, but I thought it was interesting. I mentioned it.
yeah, thank you so much. I wish I'm able to like say more, but the thing is that I wanted your voice to be heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
but
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to put it on your network, by all means, like.
Oh, thank you. I think this will be very interesting. The whole human conscious, like, what? It went there? Like, yes, it did. It did it on the human consciousness. I think I'm gonna head out once they head out, and then.
Because I was gonna bring it up to you, and then I saw you recording. I'm like, okay, I gotta get like my game voice on.
Oh shoot, game voice. Oh,
yeah, because usually I would have a lot more.
Yeah. No, but like that's how we are too. Like we say like a lot. We say like I'm saying something, and then like I don't know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know that with Obama, he had the same issue. Like he would say a lot, and I think people started making fun of that. So I think he changed his speech over time to where instead of saying he pauses, and that would actually help add more weight to what he had to say next. So it made it sound more professional and have more weight to it, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly. Yeah.